Hello, my name is Vasilios Kuzmakos. I'm with the Simple Proc World History Program. Today is March 9th, 2022. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Dave Denkert, a resident of Alamorada.
Hello, Captain Dave. So, how long have you been the fisherman here?
I've been fishing the Keys since 1970, but I became a guide in 1994.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about how the Keys have changed over the last couple of decades, right? So when you first started fishing, tell me about...
Yeah, we first started fishing. It was like, there was fish everywhere. The channels were clear. There was grass all over the bottom. Florida Bay had an awful lot of grass. We could dive Florida Bay up to 1978. There was lobster back there. You had sea fans. You had everything. And today, it's nothing but a desert.
And why do you think that is? What's
water quality? Water quality is off the charts as far as bad, and it's just killed the bottom and everything else.
And who's causing that decrease in water quality? Is there any specific?
I can't tell you a specific thing. I think it's a litany of problems that all came together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So kind of describe, tell us a little bit about sargassum, kind of how it gets here, how it's growing, kind of the history of it, that type of thing.
Right. Well, so that's I think you're going to find as you go around Florida a whole bunch of disparate opinions about sargassum. Essentially, it's really less of a problem here in Florida than it is further south in the Caribbean, where I've got colleagues who have racks, in Belize and Mexico and even further south in Honduras and Guatemala, where they have that buildup of sargassum on the beach that can be 10 meters deep.
So my name is Vasilios. I'm the creator of the Florida Naturalist Project.
Awesome.
This is my coworker Adolfo.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Awesome camera woman.
Nice to meet you.
Deborah. So the Florida Naturalist Project is a project I started that wants to document the contemporary degradation of our water systems. So we just interviewed Dr. Spadaro. He was telling us about this wonderful, amazing work you guys are doing. So if you can just tell us what's going on here and that type of thing,
absolutely. So this is the Coral Reproduction Department at Mote's IC2R3. The principal investigator is Dr. Hannah Cook. She's the mastermind behind all of this work, and I am the sorry, my intro's coming in. So I am essentially functioning as the laboratory manager and the staff coral reproduction biologist.
And what's your name?
Celia Leto.
Nice to meet you. Hi. Oh wow.
We're still. So these are another species that we work with. This is, I guess to ask, is it okay if I start talking now?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're good, okay. So this is Acroporus cervicornis, which the common name is staghorn coral. These are some of our settlers from the 2021 spawning season. Within these, there are multiple settlers on each plug. Corals, a lot like human siblings, will fight with each other. So we have to go through the process of remounting because every single one of these settlers is individual and they may or may not recognize each other, which can cause aggression between them. And I say aggression lightly as far as Cnidarians go. But because a lot of our research is focused on genetics, you need to make sure that you have genetically unique individuals separated so that you are not getting influence from chimeras or false chimeras, which we refer to as aggregates. They mostly get the majority of their nutritional uptake, which is an estimated amount of like 90 to 95% from photosynthesis with the symbiotic algae in their tissues. But when we do feed them, we essentially just take a mix of dried food, liquid food, fish eggs, ground up oyster, all this natural stuff, and we take a turkey baster and we puff it into their mouths.
This place used to be prettier than it is. And when I hear the stories of these old timers talk about what it looked like, in the 80s even, which was not that long before I started diving here, it just makes me really sad I didn't get to see that. So yeah, I think for me, how can I make it so other people don't feel that way?